Hello everybody, this is Crystal Master 4 here, and welcome back to Let's Play DanganRonpa. In the last episode, Hina did not get murdered as I actually initially thought that would happen. No, Sakura got murdered. And by who, you may ask? Well, Hina predicts, let's say. Hina predicts that it's going to be either Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro that did the murder. I have an idea. I have an idea of who it might be. But I will reveal that once everyone else has their own cards. See, look. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. We only have 7... Wait. No, 6 now. Right, because Sakura's dead. Now we have 6 people left. And then...
the ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery! Wink.
What?
What the...
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. XD.
This is just plain creepy.
Well?
Oh, how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put a sad face on it, it looks super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends?
What? He's right. It does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Please get on the elevator. Woo. I'll see you all down there.
And then that. I remember when Pooja did that a bunch back in the day.
What the hell is that?
I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone!
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever!
Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there could be no doubt. One of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. And that person is here. How are you still shocked by this?
Don't look at me!
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It shows how much I know about music. That culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that.
Hey.
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. Okay. And Yule?
What the heck?
How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
What the heck?
Because I didn't do it! How many times do I have to tell you?
Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chill running down, chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it'll never get any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and I felt it begin its sinister descent. Every time, it's less and less people. The elevator lowered, uttering all too familiar clunking sounds. It felt lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again.
Just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
This is kind of depressing.
That's so few. You must be so lonely.
Also, you changed the court. You say it like it's not your fault that's left. I can read.
I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or... will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats.
Yeah, there's 6 of us left. And so the curtains open for a 4th time. More death, even more death, with a side of death, and some extra seasonal death. Okie dokie, man. I'm actually just gonna take over this, because it's the same thing. Alright, let's quickly... What's our set of skills this time? We didn't get anything different last time. Oh, and it's using the same ones as before. Neat. This is doable. Because really... yeah, really all the stuff that we ended up getting, it's like... yeah. Like, I'm fine with all this. Alright. Let's go back. Alright, let's open your e-handbook and look at the evidence. Now, I think for this one, Chris is... I already have an idea of who got murdered. I'll reveal to all when it happens. I have an idea. I don't know how this is going to go down, but... hey, I could be wrong like last time. But... if you guys want to go to the trial, then, I guess... skip to around this point on the video that I'm going to do. For no other reason than to get out of the way. But without further ado, let's look over our evidence, because that is going to help me in the future. Because if I don't look over this, I'm not going to know anything. So, alright. The autopsy report states that she died at around noon. The body was discovered on the floor an hour later. It was on the 3rd floor. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems like at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. However, we believe that there was 2 blows to the head. Although I have an idea, but it's like we're not even like we actually have not a lot of evidence. Like we're going to trial basically premature. A chair has been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It's believed the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. Which could be the case. It could be the case. So, Sakura's body, she was slumped over, and she was found dead in a chair, and it doesn't look like any blood came out of the back of her head. Rather, there was blood out of her mouth. The traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited. However, there's no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. We believe that's for an evidence item that's in later. So the magazine shelf bloodstain. A bloodstain was found in front of the shelf of the magazines. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There's currently no explanation for how a bloodstain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. Probably because she walked. That's my assumption. She walked over to the bookshelf, vomited blood, and then sat down in the chair when she took a blow to the head. Oh yeah. So this is the food. This is the candy that Hina gave to her, because it's like a candy that they both like, and allegedly she got all the candies, and so none of them should have gotten them. Alright, at one point she had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave the piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Asahina, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it became available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. So, because she kept it in her room, I believe. The glass shards. So I believe that's from one of the bottles that was on the shelf with the Monokuma figures in them. And that was believed to be the murder weapon. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from the bottle. And the figure, this was inside of it. A Monokuma figure was found lying on the rec room floor. It would have fit roughly in the palm of your hand. And there was a number of red bottles on the shelf. Yep. And as you can see, I believe there's one that was used as the bludgeoning weapon. However, looks like there's 2 missing. We found the one with the knight, but we haven't seen one with a queen. And I think that's the one that we need to find and figure out where it belongs. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some unknown correlation between the bottles. And the protein drink. So an empty protein drink was found near the rec room. It had a container reading with a label reading Chem A-2, and the shards from the glass in the window was broken to get into the room. Were found both around and underneath the container. So allegedly, the container fell on top of the glass, which makes no sense because wouldn't it have, if that was there before the murder? Well, that would have happened super recently. But if before the murder, the glass was on top of the chem thing, it would have made more sense and fit better with the scene. However, that fell down after the glass broke. So, and the glass room shatter definitely happened at 1 o'clock. So the bottle fell after 1. The locker handprint. A fresh handprint was found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was open before they opened the locked room, quote unquote, there's no way someone hiding in there. There was no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. So Hina's account. This is where she was told by Sakura that Sakura had given a note to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro. Where's Hiro? Do we not have his? We don't have his account, actually. That's interesting. Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro. Like, they were all given notes to meet her at noon. And allegedly, none of them showed up. All of them claimed to have not showed up. Alright, let's read the account, though, just in case. Yep, written notes to them to meet them in the rec room by noon. She had slid these underneath each person's door, which everyone was behind at the time, I would assume, because Hina was, like, so angry. Alright, Byakuya's account. Byakuya confirmed that he received the note, but also claimed he never went to see her, and in fact had not seen her at all that day. Toko confirmed that she saw the note, but never saw her. And even though we don't have Hiro's account, we know that Hiro also said the same thing, similar to what Toko said. That he had also received the note, but did not go and see her. Pocket trash. So this is it's a piece of paper with polka dots on it that looks extremely similar to the candy that, it looks extremely similar to the candy that Hina's been having. And it came out of Hiro's pocket. Yellow powder. Yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot, which leads me to believe that she was the one who was inside the chem lab when the poison fell out. So, Kyoko's examination. So, her examination states that Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1, and no blood was found on either of her hands. So she didn't put her hands to her head at all during the incident, or didn't put any bloody things on her hand. So the Monokuma bottle experiment. So, all the bottles were equal in weight, and yet the glass on the bottom, like the glass that was behind Sakura when she was murdered, that alongside with the Monokuma figure actually had standed to be heavier than the Monokuma bottle. So there's that. So there's obviously more to that. Magazine dying message. So there's a dying message on the magazine, and it was also put in upside down, where it says Toko. However, as we've known past the first case, if a dying message is written, that doesn't automatically mean that the person who wrote it is the killer. If anything, it would abstain them. It would actually tell us that they didn't murder her. Chem lab shelf. So, the chem lab shelf has 3 sections, A, B, and C. A has a bunch of dietary supplements, B has a bunch of reagents that they have, and C has a bunch of chemicals, aka poison, they could have been used in the crime. There was a bunch of poison that was on the floor spilled. That was from the C-section, and that was on the floor where we ended up finding footprints, which was also in evidence later on. And one of the bottles is in A. One of the harmful chemical bottles was in A for some reason, and was left there. The source of the powder was C-4, and according to Byakuya, the powder would have spilled after the incident, because he went in there before the incident happened, and it didn't, it wasn't there before, right. And then the footprints in the powder just basically says that someone stepped on it after the incident happened. After the bottle broke, someone stepped on it to put one of the chemical bottles inside of the dietary supplements cabinet. Which makes me think that everything of those stuff happened after the murder. Which doesn't make sense as to why they would put it in evidence if it happened after the murder. But we're going with what the game gave us. Alright, so now we have that out of the way. We finished our preparations. Let's go to trial.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So,
just so you guys
your
can have a
votes
good
will
sounding
determine
video.
if you can figure out
We
and
know what
I'll
happens,
punish
Monokuma.
everyone. Now then, where to begin?
Yeah, where to
We already
begin?
know who did it.
Hina, don't do this again.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
I mean,
Idiot.
to be fair, she's not
I
wrong.
had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. And that's what we're going to find out today. So what are we going to use? For our count? Oh, okay.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
You are so off the ball, Hero. That was so easy to figure out.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Can't disagree with Hina. There's a good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Well, let's figure that out too. We gotta make our argument sound again. Look up, oh, pocket trash. Here we go.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious.
It's not.
One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
This is true.
I didn't either.
This is also true.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
I don't believe you.
No, that's wrong.
I don't believe you. I was thinking like, oh, is that true or not?
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember?
He did.
It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
Yeah, that you're not supposed to have.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
You sure about that?
When? When did she give it to you?
Yeah, when?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
You don't sound very confident, man. But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office, because that's when Hina gave it to her. And the reason I know that is that... And the reason I know that is when Sakura got that candy.
I got it!
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro.
She got it after.
Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
This is true.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was,
You're really bad at lying.
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
You were the only one who was
Why
there.
the
Who was
sudden
there.
hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You are.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
No, you are acting incredibly suspicious.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What? What would a shining message even be? Don't you mean a dying message?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Yeah,
That's
but
true. I saw it for myself.
again,
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
but she, what?
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
You
But if
said you met
recall,
her,
Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
but you were there for a split second, weren't you?
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Yeah. She didn't want any of you to see it. Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message, it was on the shelf.
I got it!
It was upside down, too.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Yeah, get that dance music again. Obviously he saw it before the murder happened, which means he was there during the murder. Obviously.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Yeah.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
This is true.
When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Wait, what about the dying message you used to contradict? Yeah, the magazine was on the shelf.
I
It
can
was
tell
upside
you
down.
exactly when I found the dying when Ogre's body was discovered.
No.
Shoot!
Wait a second.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was... And I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Wait,
Hold it
no!
out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
That's what I needed to contradict.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body
like,
And I can
it was
tell
on
you,
the
it was
shelf, so
only
how could she
I
have
found
seen
the
it?
magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Oh, duh! I'm stupid. I need to take that, It has nothing to do with the dying
I can
message.
tell you exactly when I found the when Ogre's
I know
body
how
was-
this game
I
works.
can tell you, it was only after I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled
I
it
need
out,
that.
I saw
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I can tell
I
you
know how to play
exactly
this
when
game,
I found
guys.
when Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh my
No,
god.
it's wrong.
I know how to play this game. I remember all the mechanics flawlessly.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
But he wasn't at the murder scene, but he saw it. He was inside of the room, didn't he?
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it?
It should.
All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
The Vienna really?
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%! Without a doubt, she wrote it! And this is me talking, so you know it's true!
No. In fact, it actually cripples your argument. I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh, are we doing a bullet time battle now? Oh, good. All right, let's get this on.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof.
The occult is bullcrap.
I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Come on.
The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Wait a second. Oh, good. Oh, I was supposed to put my focus time in, wasn't I? Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
Yeah, what the crap? Alright. I forget that I can do like, bullet time. I forgot how to do it, though.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Alright.
The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you. Conspiracy. The end is nigh.
Oh my god!
Can't hear you, can't hear you. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30%
Jesus Christ!
right.
You need
The
to be
occult
quiet.
is bullcrap. Show me the proof.
You need to be
This
quiet.
should prove it.
Oh my god, that was annoying.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message.
I didn't even read what it said.
Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Right. I forgot about that.
Say what?
Then did write it?
The murderer,
Hero
obviously.
could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
This is also true.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Wow, what? You're admitting that way quickly.
Please, just let me explain what happened.
That was way
got
faster than I
Rogue's note,
thought.
And so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
I had a feeling.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well.
Oh, okay.
Would you like a piece of candy? It might help you give some energy.
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that.
I just had... Oh no. I'll let him continue, but I just wanted to let you guys know I just had another thought come in my mind because there's a crap ton of evidence we didn't actually use, so another murderer came to mind and... Whew, let's continue.
Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Wait. If there were two... I just thought of something. If there were two blows, maybe she wasn't dead after the first blow.
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
There's a lot of evidence.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
What would have had to do after right? Yeah, why it was hidden. No. Yeah, why didn't you use Sakura's finger? Or,
Shoot!
okay. Oh god, wait a second. He did something. Oh yeah, he put it upside down.
I got it!
Wouldn't it be obvious? Wouldn't you want to
That's
make it
true.
obvious to everyone else?
Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
That he didn't actually
Assuming
murder
he's
her.
telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Toko? Wait.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it.
But there's other evidence to consider.
I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
Yeah, attack doesn't mean murder.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Of course you don't, because you
Hiro,
want someone to
Tell us what
die.
happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't even reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Wait, then the... Oh, God. Then the murder scene would have been the chem lab.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
Got hit twice. Because I'm just remembering about the thing that was in the chem lab.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
She either had one before or after you hit her.
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head?
It's the same cuts, isn't it?
She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
Oh, stop it!
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Yeah. There were 6 originally,
And we
weren't there?
found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
Exactly.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Yeah, they're all chess pieces. The correlation between the Monokuma bottles feels like it's starting to become clear. They're all chess pieces. Are you really that dumb? We're doing a Hangman's Gambit on this? Yeah, chess pieces. E. And then P. E. C. Stop giving me E's. Oh, did I? Oh, C was already there. I'm stupid. C was already there, so I just needed to put the E in at the end. Oh, cool.
I refuse to give up yet. Now I understand.
Now I show you.
That's it. The chess pieces.
Yeah, that came to mind.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
Yeah, but there's a queen missing.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
It was the knight.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you?
Yeah.
Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn.
Yep. I'm a chess nerd, so I knew that.
What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
There you go.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Screw you.
Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
You sure about that? We do have evidence
That bottle
for that.
could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
It was the murder
Think about
weapon.
what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
It was excited, really? It was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
We have it for you. It's at the very bottom. Near. Where is it? The experiment.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
Also, the figures are able to fit in the palm of your hand, so they could have easily been.
Try and get rid of it like that anyway.
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by first attacker. Or second attacker. Right. Shoot! Hero was the first attacker. I gotta remember that. Some bowling aficionados.
I got it!
Dogs are
The
fun.
bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
Give me a sec. Oops, a line happened. The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Yes.
Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
For some of it.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
Yeah, this is...
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
Okay, Dick.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
I don't believe you. No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows that Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element has been added. Oh, we're getting more? Cool. So far, you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during your final strike. So we need to actually go through evidence. Yeah, I actually did that recently. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little attention to your finishing blow. Now you have to choose between proper... Now you have to choose the proper truth bullets during a coup de grace. You'll select it as the way you do it normally. I'll select a debate. If your logic difficulty is such a kind, you'll have fewer billets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're gonna pretend you're set to mean regardless. I mean, we did that though. Like we're it's already set to mean. Actually, no. The logic difficulty is actually not set to mean. It's set to kind. I missed that last line because I pressed the button by accident. Okay.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you.
I'm getting a better hang of this duel battles.
That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Alright.
No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you.
Alright.
That's enough!
Hiding in the rec room. That is the locker handprint.
This should prove it.
I think she tries to regain her health during that.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker?
Mm-hmm.
They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
Yeah, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Also, can't we just bring out Genocide Joe?
Yeah!
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Says to you! You're the one who admitted the murder!
Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Ah!
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room.
Huh.
I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around...
Oh, God.
There was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazine.
So Genocide Jill was the one who got out of the locker.
What happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
I think that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to get the... Or that could happen. That could happen.
What's your fault after all?
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Master's fault?
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
He doesn't
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise.
Yeah, whenever you see blood, Jill comes in.
I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find! behind, which I guess was a bottle.
Yep, there's the other bottle. So she hid the other piece.
Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Wow.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Yeah, good job. Tina's gonna go bash out at you.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
I'm sure you'd have some words for Hiro after that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's
Wait a second. Why are you so gung-ho about getting them killed? Hina.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
The gaggle of Faikai.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? Even the one who killed Sakura. To be fair, the game also didn't tell us to, like, select a person. So that's also a thing.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood.
So she's the one that moved the...
So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up!
What?
I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, 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 no! Oh! Yeah, no.
I killed her there in front of the shelf!
See, her logic makes sense. I kind of want to agree with her, but, you know, it's contradicting with the facts is what we're getting at.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair.
This is true.
If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
Mm-hmm.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
But it contradicts the facts.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Wait, why do you say that? This has to be it. The evidence that proves that there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Yeah, that was the blood.
I got it!
I guess I kind of forgot actually I needed to prove with evidence that that was a thing.
The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Yeah, are you?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Not true. No one was in the locker after she died.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
Plus, everyone would have seen her.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Thank you. I was in the locker. I was the murderer.
I got it! Even
Yeah, we all
before we
saw.
opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside.
Wait, Hina.
And at that point, the locker was already open.
Kyoko was there too.
So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
Thanks for the belly shot, by the way.
What's the whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
You were there too, weren't you?
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
She died from the poison.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? There's another possible explanation. It could be the poison. Pieces are coming together in my head, and I don't like it.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Really?
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other but killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Okay.
Shoot!
Maybe it's later than I'm thinking.
What was it that killed? If it wasn't from Japan, what was it?
There's no other but killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to... So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack,
Yeah, what?
Shoot!
It wasn't the shot to her head. What's like the Monokuma file say again? She died from bullets to her head. That was...
what was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide
Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other pop that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
What?
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre?
Wait a
It
second.
wasn't from Genocide Jill's
Oh!
And what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura?
Oh!
I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're
Something-
dead set on blaming me,
Something just
huh?
came to mind. Oops. I need that information.
Was it?
There's no other that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the
What? It contradicts
No,
it from the
it's wrong.
Monokuma file. I was thinking that Genocide Jill hit her in the
According
face.
to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get
I
at.
think
That's
we
why.
can assume there's a chance this was. In fact,
Ugh.
there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
That's what I was trying to get at. That she vomited blood, so she must have hit her in the face.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Doesn't make sense.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Because mystery solving's hot.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Yeah, there you go.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Stop getting horny.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
Okay, you shut up.
But you're the only one talking.
Yeah.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
It's on the same shelf as all the supplements.
I got it!
Yeah, that's what the poison was.
Poison was
Anyway.
actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
We have evidence of it being there.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do was just stand there and watch. As if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, the
I'm
protein
talking
powder.
about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a little bit of contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Ah.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Oh no. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would have meant that conversely, the poison must have been in... Oh my god. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep, I knew it. I thought they were going to try to make us spell out Protein Zyme X. Give me the E. And... No! And then drink. Why is there an M in here?
Now I understand.
I was half expecting them to try to get us to spell Protein Zyme X. I'm like, shut up.
Poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, It seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched.
Aye, Celeste.
So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something's at the scene? Protein drink.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains.
So she drank the protein after she got hit.
So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
So she died rather recently,
Offered to her
actually.
instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Yes. No?
Shoot!
Wait. The evidence that shows who switched them has to be enough what we found in front of the shelf.
I got it!
Right. I'm dumb.
Footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I was trying to get to the footprints because that's what it ended up going to, but I didn't know if that's what
I
they
visited the
wanted.
chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
Yup.
And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
No. See, I was thinking that!
Footprints. They're mine.
I was thinking that, too. Oh my god. I was thinking Hero initially, then over time, some of the evidence started to pile up in my head, and like the stuff that we didn't check out, and it became more clear.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Makoto and Hina.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Yep, that's exactly why he thought of them.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Nina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
She's been
You
trying
were
to
in
get
an
one of them.
awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink.
She wanted to put her out of her misery, didn't she?
But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
But some of it doesn't...
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yeah, that...
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
Yeah, because you could possibly not be guilty.
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Byakuya.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You are not sure.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
It's really obvious, though.
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
It should.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that...
Wait a second.
I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right?
No. You have
Meaning
that.
you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
That's backwards, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little strange.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
She didn't walk directly over there. She walked from A first. Until I can cover the full truth of this case. Yeah, we're gonna make an argument. Alright.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
That's the problem.
No, that's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein.
Unless she went around.
But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A.
Yeah, it looked like you were going right from the exit right to Section A. So it looks like you were just about to get the...
just said.
So it was already switched before. Oh, Byakuya!
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
Yep, I didn't know it's the footprint. Byakuya must have switched them beforehand.
What the... Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
You went directly to get the
powder
protein.
had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
You are lying, man.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me.
Was it the...
I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Was that the bottle with the queen in it?
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
He was the killer.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it? Huh?
From the beginning.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I think I remember now. I broke something in the same shade of blue. It was the bottle. No, the window. I'm stupid. The window. I was still thinking about the bottle. Sorry.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us...
Yeah, the bottle of poison should have been on Section A of the shelf.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, That bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
Because we have evidence.
We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh? What is it?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
You should do that, right?
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say it is because there's evidence. Yes, there is. Man, the music's getting interesting.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind.
Uh-huh.
Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be.
It was in there
Before the rec room was unlocked.
Shoot. Get it? Oh my god.
It had to have been in there the whole... It had to be.
It was in there
Before the rec room was unlocked.
Oh, color television.
No,
Neat.
that's wrong.
I guess that's an achievement based on the amount of times it pressed the
You
space
remember
bar.
how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation.
You were breaking, man.
Earlier, when you asked if anyone had moved the can or
You're
tripped
gonna
over
break at one point.
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
That's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
So she killed herself.
Tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
She gave the bottle to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
Like the one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. No. No.
Shoot!
Wait a second, no, it was Sakura! It was Sakura because of the powder on her foot.
I got it!
That
think
just came to
it
mind.
was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
It's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it and make her accept it. Are we doing a third... Oh, 3 bullet time battles. Man, game, you sure love this mechanic.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar!
I'm getting better at this, though.
Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you!
Alright, come on.
You're
come
a
at me
liar!
more.
What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar!
Alright. This is as far as I forgot how to reload, so that's why I'm doing this.
I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you!
Okay, yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar!
Final strike.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it.
It's the powder on her foot.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ober's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Then why are you getting all
And
these
when
facts
Sakura
wrong?
dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing.
Wait a second. Then why did Hina lie all that much? Why did Hina lie so much? If she didn't do any of it, then why was she trying to take the blame for it? I don't get it.
Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
Mm-hmm.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No,
Hina, you're
didn't
lying.
kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. Can actually be Sakura the poison and the unsolved mystery of the locked room? There's only one way to explain it. Now this is the part that I like to call blaming the wrong person for murder. It wasn't Hina. It wasn't Kyoko. It wasn't Hiro. And it wasn't Toko. Or maybe it was Toko. I don't...
Shoot!
See, I'm already confused in this case, so... Wait a second.
Shoot!
Kyoko? Was it Kyoko then? Come on. No.
Shoot!
Then it's Hiro. Really? Oh no, it was herself. I'm stupid. I'm really stupid. Oh my god. She killed herself.
Here's my answer.
There you go. I said it like 3 times in this episode
Sakura
alone.
Was Sakura herself.
I was like three times in a row. I was like, oh, she killed herself. And I'm like, oh, so it had to be someone. No, she killed herself. I'm such an idiot.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, Sakura wanted to create the locked room.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath.
Wait a
And the
second.
empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it.
So, if everyone voted wrong, then Sakura already received her death then. So if anyone got it wrong, then everyone else would have died, right?
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to get him. Yep, that's what I was feeling. Something was off then.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! 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 I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
We always do. We have to do our closing argument every time. So prepare for the next hour being this. Like, I'm probably gonna end the episode as soon as we... We're gonna end the episode as soon as we win. We already know what happened. You go there. Yeah, the queen's still gone. Okay, so this is a fake. Wait a second. I don't think that's right. No, yeah, that's later. This is later. Man, the artists who did these images are really, like, good. Yeah, hit her. Broke the knight. Hero Toko. Then he left. And then... Where is... Wait a second. What? Where's it? Here it is. Oh, she tried to put her in her care before Genocide Jill happened. She takes the one with the queen, busts it on her head, and then cleans it up. Nice. Huh. Hina. This should be it.
Here's exactly what happened. This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
What? Wait. Then this wouldn't go there. No. And what goes there? That's her leaving, right? Hang on. Did I switch them? Oh, that was her trying to hide. Okay, I thought it was her trying to escape it.
Here's exactly
that's weird.
what happened.
That's weird. I thought she was trying to escape the locker room.
But once she got there...
Yeah, there we go.
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. With that thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
You really went through all...
That's the full truth of the case.
You really went through all that effort to make that anime scene happen, game.
Sakura took her own life. And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Because you're an idiot.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Indeed it did. And next time on Let's Play Danganronpa, we are going to end this case. And I'm gonna get some money out of it, but we'll see how much next time. So see you then.